Something I discussed with my new therapist was codependency. So I haven't worked in my adult life. And I think I've learned helplessness. I feel like I can't work. I feel like I can function as an independent adult. But how much of that is true? How much of it is true, and how much of it is never really trying to be an independent adult? Maybe it's learned helplessness. I'm not saying, go into the deepest end of the pool, but maybe it's time I try to get a job. Maybe it's time I try to break free from my mother and live my own life and make a life for myself. I don't want to be dependent on the government for my whole life, my disability. I don't want to be dependent on my parents. I want to create a life for myself. And I ask, why haven't I worked for the past 15 years when everybody else was working, making money? Why have I just sat posting on social media in solitude? Well, it's because my mother, I was afraid if I worked and put too much pressure on myself, I would get sick. She was afraid I couldn't handle the adult responsibilities. She was trying to protect me. But in trying to protect me, she created this prison where my life couldn't have gone much worse. In fact, they say real life, a job, friends, financial independence, that's the key to recovery. Sitting in solitude, posting on social media in a daydream world, that's the ticket to madness, So, but then again, don't blame my mother. Take accountability for my wasted time. My mother isn't holding me at gunpoint, forcing me to post on social media. Maybe come back with determination, try to find a job, and try to make myself successful now. Because when my mom gets older and frankly dies, and she's in her late 60s, it's going to happen sooner or later, I'm going to be in store for a real rude awakening. So try not to be so dependent on my mother, break the codependency, and realize I can do it. I can succeed. I don't need my mother to spoon feed me. I have the ability within me. And, maybe some of the disability is learned helplessness. Maybe I'm not helpless. Maybe I can accomplish great things and I have the power within me.